Let's go back 3 months, if we may, Lauren. I remember attending the NAMM show, and you had a big press conference on the first day of the show. You unveiled the Cara 2, and there was a number of other new developments like Link for Elisa and the Elisa Rack AV, and things were looking good.
It was looking fantastic. NAMM was a very successful show. I think that they've done a very good job at bringing back the focus on the professional side, and I think ourselves and other premium manufacturers have been pleased with that. So it was a great kickoff for the year. Cara 2, as you mentioned, was a very positive announcement for us, both for existing users and prospective users who were wondering what is coming next. And Cara still being the leader in SPL per meter and sound quality in its category. I think that addition with the Penflex really gave it some legs. So that's we get a very good response at the show. We're still getting very good response for this. Obviously, some of the projects and inventory additions have been now postponed. Some are still happening. We were starting to see some signs a little bit of concern from our friends in Asia. We had to cancel my trip to China, which was based around the New Year for the inauguration of our partner Right Way office in Guangzhou. And so we were starting to get some concerns, but difficult to anticipate at the time.
You just identified when the virus obviously stopped your trip going to see Danny Lau and the team in Guangzhou. But can you, as a manufacturer, you started to put in place some sort of contingency for COVID-19. Was that around that time when you started to plan ahead and to make, battle plans?
I think we really started to get some level of concern mid-February, but monitoring the situation, looking at scenarios, we're starting to see an impact. So we're starting to run scenarios in terms of potential, turnover impact and things like this. But really starting putting together a task force around beginning of March, and then we made the decision on March 16 to suspend operations for a week globally. It was a bit of a bold decision at the time, which we were very happy with. Looking back now, it was before the lockdown was officially in place, but we put a ban on a hold on travel for our teams globally, and we suspended operations. So in a matter of 2 days, we had almost 300 people working from home remotely, and the rest of the production and manufacturing team on hold until we figured out how to get back to work in a safe environment. We were able to retain 100% of the staff and work with the different state and countries programs to maintain also full compensation. So we were able to maintain the staff and being able to turn it on when we're going to need to. So March 16 was really the day we made the decision to suspend operations, and that lasted for about a week. It took us 10 days technically to put in place the processes, and then the following week we started resuming warehouse logistics and shipping, and it took us another 10 days to start resuming manufacturing. So we've done it in gradual steps, adjusting, of course, to the volume, which is down, as you can imagine. But today, 90% of our logistics staff is on site operating. So our warehouse is actually running fairly at full level. And manufacturing overall, we're at about 40% capacity, and we are slowly increasing this as needed.
You say 300 other people are working from home as well. How do you maintain communications with your team?
We had been thinking about the digital transformation, and it's still one of the big priorities for the company. But But one of the interesting things about the crisis is that, one of the projects which was coming up with a plan to communicate virtually and setting up, how do we share data? Well, everybody was thrown into a sink or swim situation, and our IT team and everybody did a fantastic job. And what essentially was initially going to be a very long plan had to be implemented in a matter of days. Now things will have to be adjusted, but essentially we had 300 people working on Microsoft Teams in a matter of 2 days, and things it was absolutely incredible. And things are organized by departments. We have a structure that we put in place with the two hubs and with our manufacturing and R&D, and everybody's communicating on Teams. So actually the impact is that we have a lot less emails in a way, a lot more instant communication and project-based meetings and communications, and everybody's just threw themselves into this. We do meet weekly with the task force, the COVID task force, and monitoring what is happening on that front. And if we need to adjust, what we're doing, the situations in different countries is evolving. But at the team level, everybody is working with the departments and sharing information. And this is one of the really actually good things that came out of it.
What have you learned most yourself, Laurent, from this period? What has the group learned?
Personally, some lessons that I can say, I got from this. It's interesting. I ended up spending more time at home, without business travel. So that gave me a chance to actually spend more time with my kids, and really great, from that standpoint. And it's been difficult for kids as well, to be locked. And professionally, I think it's really back to the fundamentals. Take care of your people first. Watch your cash flow. That's the first thing. You don't want to run out of that. And make sure that whatever you're doing is aligned with your mission and your values. I think it's a really good time to look back at all the activities that is going on in the company and really ask ourselves, is this, if we were to choose, what would we choose and why? And it can help define what the company is about and where it wants to go. If you don't panic and look at the long-term outcome, convinced that this will pass, and I am, we just don't know when, then you can emerge as a stronger, company and a stronger leader, and that's what we hope we'll be.
Well, I think you're doing an amazing job between you, and you're leading by a great example there, Laurent. Even though you've stared into the crisis and you see the worst of it, you're looking ahead and you're looking out of it, and you've got a very strong team to help you do that. Well done.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very fortunate for that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Richard, for having me. I think those conversations and the ability. I listened to a lot of the other ones you made, very insightful. I think very genuine, and I think it's a great service to the community. So thank you for that.
No, thank you. It's the least we can do. We'd rather have proper microphones and HD cameras and be out there doing the real reporting, but. We're back to basics here. So we're looking forward to seeing you in person and having a coffee with you or a wine next time, and sharing our experiences. In the meantime, let's hope we can get to Singapore and cover the projects there.
Yes, absolutely. Looking forward to that.